definition of organizational behavior from the three experts I get from the Cat Davis. Organization behavior is the study and the application as knowledge about how people as individuals and groups act within organizations. It strives to identify ways in which people can act more effectively. And the second from the Lutens, organization behavior can be defined as the understanding, prediction, and management of the human behavior affect the performance of the organizations. And the last from Stephen P. Robbins, organization behavior is a field of study that investigates the impact that individuals, groups, and structure have on behavior within organization for the purpose of applying such knowledge towards improving an organization's effectiveness. An organizational model has three levels of analysis, such as individual level analysis, group or team analysis, and the last, organization system level analysis. The three models of analysis are related. That's because the three models level of analysis are analogous to building blocks. Each level is constructed upon the previous level. Group concepts grow out of the foundation laid in the individual sections. We overlay structural constraints on the individual and group in order to arrive at organizational behavior. A field of study that investigates the impact of individuals, groups, and structure on behavior within organizations. The aim is to apply such knowledge towards improving organizational effectiveness. Organizational behavior, or OB, is the study and application of knowledge about how people, individuals, and groups act in organizations. It does this by taking a system approach. That is, it interprets people organizations relationship in terms of the whole person, whole group, whole organization, and whole social system. Its purpose is to build better relationship by achieving human objective, organizational objective, and social objective. Attribution theory is how people interpret events and in their minds, relate them to the way they think or behave. The behavior can be centered internally or caused by internal attributes, wherein in the behavior is being caused by something inside the person or by external attributes which point the cause of the behavior and disclose not the person. This theory can be most observed in a working environment where you have a variety of people present. There are the three determinants of attribution, which are consistency, distinctive, consensus. Consistency acts if the person will act in the same manner given the exact same set of parameters. If he or she indeed perform the same way, then they are said to have a high consistency. If he or she does not follow the same line of action, then he or she is said to have low consistency. Given the case of child in a daycare centered around a bunch of kids talking non-stop, if he also speaks non-stop at a family reunion, then he is said to have a high consistency. There is a distinctiveness. Distinctiveness is described a person that acts the same way in the different situation. He or she acts the same in different venues, then we can say that their distinctiveness is low. If at the running of the bulls we experience a person screaming and yelling running off into the sunset, yet a birthday party will also see that person screaming and yelling running off into the sunset, then we will say that their behavior is not distinctive. Now for consensus would be if a person in the same situation would behave the same way as another person in the same predicament. A person drops the ball and forgets to order printer paper for the upcoming sales meeting, his boss yells at him in the office building. Yes, it does. That's because, like we learned before about personality traits, decision, and behavior, the personality of the people can be changed day to day, depends on their emotion and moods, so it can influence their job performance and satisfactions. So the atmosphere of the office also can make the person Job satisfaction or dissatisfaction is work attitude which refers to personal feelings or belief associated with work. Hannes and Huelin theorize that absenteeism and other withdrawal behaviors reflect invisible attitudes such as job dissatisfaction, low level of organizational commitment, or an intention to quit. According to this view, an employee who is absent from work is consciously or unconsciously expressing negative attachment to the organization. Gabriel Benson reported that as a job dissatisfaction increased, self-reported absenteeism increased. Conversely, employees who are highly satisfied with their job or strongly committed to the organization will avoid withdrawal behavior and maintain continued attachment to work. It has been predicted that job satisfaction increase, absenteeism decrease from the Hackett and Gwynn 1985. Organizational culture influences employee job satisfaction, and in prior studies, high job satisfaction has been associated with a better job performance. High-performing culture have been shown to produce excellent results, attract, motivate, and retain talented employees, and adapt readily to change jobs. Job satisfaction is inversely related to turnover intention, and low turnover has been shown to increase organizational productivity and performance. The study finds that job satisfaction is inversely associated with turnover intention, and that organizational culture moderates the magnitude of these relationships. So, job satisfaction and absenteeism has the strongest relationship than the employee's turnover. First, cut tasks that are beneficial to the company. For example, one employee may feel that they simply answer the post and the transfer calls. They may feel their jobs doesn't necessarily affect the company's success. Instead, let the employee know that transferring a call to the correct department can lead to the improved customer satisfaction. They know how important it is to correctly transfer calls. This will, in turn, motivate them to effectively and efficiently perform the job. The second is the hire top performers. And the example, 2 of the 3 team members are consistent complainers and habitually absent. They express little or desire to feel their work as a direct contribution to the company's success. Their attitudes and lack of motivation begins rubbing off on the other employees. Employees will feed off of their co-workers' attitudes, motivation, and performance. Hire top performer to create a stimulating atmosphere amongst all your employees. And the last is show appreciation. And the example, an employee works on a project that in turn increases profit for the company. However, you have lately noticed that employees taking longer breaks and neglecting their work. Chances are your lack of praise made the employee feel unappreciated. Instead, offering simple words of praise and appreciation will not motivate the employee to maintain and even increase their attentiveness. From the Maslow from the Maslow hierarchy of needs is a motivational theory in the psychology comprising a 5-tier model of human needs, often depicted as a hierarchical level within a pyramid. The first step is biological and psychological needs, such as air, food, drink, shelter, warmth, sex, sleep. And the second, safety needs, such as protection from elements, security, order, love, stability, freedom from fear. The third is love and belonging needs, such as friendship, intimacy, trust, and acceptance, receiving and giving affection and love. And the fourth is esteem needs, such as achievement of mastery, independence, status, dominance, prestige, self-respect, and respect from the others. And the last is self-actualization needs, realizing personal potential, self-fulfillment, seeking personal growth, and a peak experience. And for the ERG theory is a theory in the psychology proposed by Clayton Alderfer. Alderfer further developed from the Maslow hierarchy of needs by categorizing the hierarchy into the ERG theory, such as existence, relatedness, and growth. The existence group is concerned with providing the basic material existence requirement of humans. They include the items that Maslow considered to be psychology and safety needs. The second group of needs is those of the relatedness, the desire people have for maintain important interpersonal relationships. Their social status desire requires interaction with others if they also be satisfied, and they align with Maslow's social needs and the external component of Maslow's esteem classification. Finally, Alderfer is solace growth needs, an intrinsic desire from the personal development. This includes the intrinsic component from Maslow's esteem category, and the characteristics include under self-actualization. And from the McClellan of human motivation theory states that every person has one of three main driving motivators: the need for the achievement, affiliation, or power. These motivators are not inherent, we develop them through our culture and life experience. And the last is Herzberg motivation hygiene, or we know dual factor theory, states that there are certain factors in the workplace that cause job satisfaction, while a separate set of factors cause dissatisfaction. When we study about organizational behavior, it will give many benefits for everyone because it can be used in all conditions of workplace and also help us to understand how employees or employer behavior, employee performance, and employee viewpoints. So, it makes us easier to solve a problem when we face them. Besides that, for employees, the advantage of studying organizational behavior, they can analyze and understand how their boss thinks, feels, and acts in the organization. So, when we know each other's behavior, it will make us can support each other to reach the goals. For example, when the manager agree with their employees because their employees don't work well and their job performance is so bad, so the manager will give a warning to their employees. If you still don't change your work result, and you will lose your job. And if you can improve it and make it better, you will get the rewards. So automatically the employees will improve their job performance to get the rewards. Yes, I agree. That's because even though managers have been many roles in organizations or company, they also should give attention for their employees. Do they enjoy with their job? And the main purpose of the manager is to manage the organization of the employees to get the highest profits. So, when the employees enjoy with their jobs, automatically they will satisfied with their job. When the employees already satisfied with their job, they will give the best job performance and they will give a high profit for your company. The first activity I like is sport because I can get healthy. The second is playing music because when I play it, I feel more comfortable and calm. And the last is take photo because I'm a photographer, so I can get money from that. And the activity I dislike, the first I don't like study because it makes me easier to get bored. And the second, I don't like go to mall because I dislike crowded place. The third is waiting for someone because it wastes my time. And sometimes demote my efforts while others don't because it is depend with the benefit that I will earn. For example, my job is photographer. When the customer gives me a low fee, automatically I don't do the best to take a photo. But if the customer gives a high salary for me, I will give the best I can. By studying OB or organizing behavior in the classroom, we can know our friends' behavior. So I can know how to interact and then we can make a good relationship with them. And then by studying OB in the workplace, we can know and understand to the people or the groups interact in the workplace and then we can support each other. And the last, when we study organization behavior and when we are an employer, we can know our supervision and manager behavior so we can maintain a good relationship with them. The first group is Amanda and Luna, and they talk about what is organization behavior. And the second group, Esa and Miriam, they talk about diversity in organizations. And the third group, Indri and Andre, the title is about attitudes and job satisfaction. The fourth group, Masita and Pandu, they talk about emotion and moods. And the fifth group, Rianti and Reno, they talk about personality and values. The sixth group, Leah and Erickson, they talk about a perception and individual decisions making. The seventh group, Handy and Stephen, they talk about the motivation concept. The eighth group, Tiara and Kusno, they talk about motivation from the concept to application. And the ninth group, my group, me and Karen, the title is about foundation and group behavior. So, I think they only presented well and good. They explain clearly and fluently and make us easier to understand about the topic. They also can answer all of the questions given by the audience. The presenter also give a reward for the audience where they can answer their questions. So, the presentation become more interesting. I already see of all of the video that Mr. Adi Mursalim with to me where he post in the FB or WA. The first video is how to keep your team motivated by Professor Lake Thompson. So in the conclusion, to motivate them, we can, the first, involve them. The second, communicate. The third is celebrate individual and team performance. The fourth is set challenges goals. The fifth is give the tools to succeed. The sixth is manage poor performance. And the last is lead by example. The second video is about the definition of organizational behavior by Jennifer Lombardo. So, organizational behavior is the study of both group and individual performance and activity within an organization. Then, INOB has two theories. Those are internal perspective and external perspective. And for the third video I have seen is about 4 personality types and how deal with them by Patrick Bell. It's about structure, technique, action, and relationships. And the last video is about managerial roles and skills by Edward O'Carey, where managerial roles is very important in management. And managerial roles have three categories such as interpersonal roles, information roles, and the last is decisional roles. And for managerial skills, they also have 3 categories such as conceptual skills, technical skills, and the last is human skills. So, this is the end of my video. Thank you.